Never eat the last piece of something you didn't buy. At first glance, this might seem like an odd saying or piece of advice. But if you dig a little deeper, it actually contains some profound wisdom for building emotional intelligence, embracing positive masculinity, and taking true ownership and responsibility for yourself as a man. On a very basic level, this statement is about respecting boundaries, property, and the fact that the world doesn't revolve solely around you and your wants. If you didn't purchase that food item, the last piece doesn't inherently belong to you. Eating it without asking would be a display of entitlement and lack of consideration for others. As men, we have to be aware of this tendency to act out of pure self-interest sometimes without giving thought to how our actions may negatively impact those around us. Too often, toxic masculinity breeds this mindset of "I'll just take what I want because that's what I deserve." True masculinity is not allowing those impulsive urges to override ethics, empathy, and respect. By checking yourself and saying, "Hey, even though I really want that last piece, it's not mine to take," you build up self-restraint and integrity. You become a man who keeps his word and sticks to his principles, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. That inner solidarity and confidence is extremely attractive and appealing. Of course, at a deeper psychological level, this mindset is really about boundaries, ownership, and respecting what is yours versus what belongs to others. It's not just about physical property, but also emotional and psychological space. A man who understands boundaries doesn't try to control others or overstep into areas of their life that aren't his to occupy. He doesn't make choices for his partner or lead with heavy-handedness. He gives people room to be who they are without impositioning himself on them. Really internalizing the idea of never eat the last piece of something you didn't buy develops a respectful energy that says, even though I may want something, I recognize the autonomy and personal space of others. I'm going to stay in my own lane. Likewise, this principle reinforces the importance of ownership and responsibility for your own needs, wants, and life path. Rather than expecting others to take care of you or provide for you, this mindset says, if I want something, I have to go buy, earn, or create it for myself. It's about stepping up to be a self-sufficient man who goes after what he wants through his own merit and effort, not one who is dependent or relies on other people's dimes or achievements to fill his plate metaphorically. That's the surest path to feeling purposeful, capable, and in control of your own destiny. I can't emphasize enough how crucial it is for male mental health to have that sense of self-ownership and personal responsibility for your circumstances. So much anger, resentment, and inner turmoil stems from a perceived lack of agency and always looking outwards to blame others or external conditions. But when you live by a code of never eating the last piece unless you put in the work to earn it, that self-determination kicks in. You stop feeling like a victim and start feeling empowered to author the script of your own life through the choices you make, one by one. This mindset also touches on the idea of delayed gratification and foresight as a central pillar of emotional intelligence. In any given moment of feeling impatient, impulsive, or entitled, having principles like never eating the last piece you didn't pay for allows you to take a step back. Rather than rashly trying to just take what you want, you pause and think through the implications and consequences. You realize that although the short-term gratification might feel good in the moment, it could come at the cost of sacrificing your integrity, relationships, or long-term goals and values. A man who can resist that impulsive urge and stay true to himself even when it's difficult, that's true strength and masculinity in its highest form, being governed by thoughtfulness and intention rather than just going after every fleeting appetite as it arises. At the end of the day, that's what emotional intelligence greatly comes down to for men specifically. It is all about developing the ability to recognize what you're feeling, that intense craving or desire, but then managing that energy and responding in a conscious, principle-aligned way. So in summary, while never eat the last piece of something you didn't buy might sound like just a quirky little saying, it's actually loaded with profound significance for any man looking to truly step into his personal power and show up as his best, most responsible, aware self. It speaks to honoring boundaries and the autonomy of others versus being entitled or stepping on people. It taps into taking full ownership for your life and going after what you want through your own effort and merit, not dependency. It reinforces foresight and delaying gratification in service of your deepest values rather than impulsivity and instant indulgence. Ultimately, for anyone looking to build lasting self-respect and move through the world as an emotionally intelligent, grounded, accountable man who knows where he stands, always remember the wisdom of never eating that last piece that wasn't rightfully yours to take.